All right. So, Lindsay, we're going to stick with you for the next question. We've had 2 years pretty much of bad news and tough times. I have a team that's limping to the end of the year. How do I get them up for 2022?
Start planning next year's mental wellbeing days.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking. That could be part of it. It's such that it's human nature. Anyone that's a leader in a team and has seen how their team reacts during certain situations, how they handle pressure versus ones that have got maybe a shorter fuse, etc., can kind of see the week. I'm riffing a little bit here, so forgive me. You can kind of preempt how they will finish the year out, refresh, and come into next year. I've seen people finish the year and go, damn it, I have to come back and do this all again. Mm-hmm. Or people that go, you know what, it's done and dusted. Next year is a new year. I'm coming back and all refreshed, etc. What I try to do coming into the end of the year is just have a coffee individually with each one of my team members in the creative department specifically, and just talk about the year, their view, my view, wins, losses, etc., personal things, how they're feeling coming into the end of the year. But then talk about, or I've always come in prepared with a theme for the next year. Sometimes it might be, hey, what's the extra 5% that you can bring, not be expected to bring? What would you like to bring to the company or the position or the creative, whatever it might be? So you kind of switch the power back. It's like you it's not homework, but you just give them a little bit of an essence of you're in this too. That acts as a refresher. It's really difficult to just say, look, it's over, forget about it, move on. And we're coming back to do it all again, because that is never, ever going to work. It's never going to work, because usually what that happens is that you've probably got about 5 resignation letters on your desk by the end of January. So I don't think unfortunately, there is a direct and proper answer for this. I really do think that the last 2 years have rejigged that entire thinking. I just don't think there's so much unexpected, unfortunately, that I think the only thing that you can do is go, I think we're getting used to this. We're kind of preparing ourselves that nothing's really a surprise anymore. We just kick into move forward, do what we do, not do what we used to do, but how can we do it better? And so that's going to be an ongoing conversation. And if anyone's watched Ted Lasso, his quote of just be a goldfish, I think I'm going to use that at the end of this year.
Yeah. That's a really good point. So I've been at the Agency Leaders Symposium this week, and I played a Ted Lasso video to say, this is the management that we're all crying out for, right? The one that can show a bit of vulnerability, the one that, we've moved away from, or we're hopefully trying to move away from, the hairdryer approach of management, which is shouting at people, being really overly assertive, being overly like masculine traits, and go like, hey, how can I help you all? And you mentioned like earlier, like being able to go like, what is it that you want to do this year and get out of it? Because I think that's what people want. The last 18 months have been so reactive and so like, oh, we just got to respond to the next thing. Whereas now, yes, maybe there's this chance to go like, hey, how do you want to work and how can we make that happen this year? I think it's really a great opportunity.
Yeah. And sorry, just one last point as well, I think is really critical, is to make sure that people understand that they are not alone and were never alone during the year. Yeah. So that everyone's handled it in their own different ways, but that's not saying that the person next to you, because they seem like they've done great work and been successful, they haven't suffered their own as well. So I think creating a great equality that everyone's standing shoulder to shoulder is vital as well, going into a new year, that everyone wants to turn the new chapter.
Yeah, great. Tara, what would you like to add?
Yeah, well, I pardon me, I absolutely agree with the last point that Lindsay made, so much so. It really is important that people understand that what you see, kind of like, think about Instagram, right? Any Instagram account that you look at is the curated version of someone's life. It's the same as what we sometimes bring to work. It's the curated, observable part of us. And, we're wearing a mask or whatever it may be. And I don't mean like a mask.
Literally.
Yeah. I just realized actually I can't use that anymore. But yeah, being able to just know that what you see isn't necessarily what's happening for everybody. And just because you're, perhaps people don't even know what's going on for you. Right. So yeah, I really agree with that. One of the things that was coming up for me as I was listening to you both sort of answer this question at the beginning was there's this really awesome online learning platform called Business Made Simple University. And it is one of my favorite things of all time. And it helps to, there's all these online courses, learning how to communicate, learning how to manage, learning how to, basically do everything within a business. And it doesn't have to be your business. It can be, if you're managing a team, it helps to teach you how to create messaging that actually, is able to be shared. But also, for any of your content or any of your, there's specifically one in there on proposals made simple. So, all of the things that you guys do in your work, you can basically, utilize this platform. But one of the things that's really great in this platform is it's got the replayed versions of their live things, and there's one in there specifically that talks about the 4 meetings that you need in any organization. And annoyingly, I don't have all of the names of them in front of me, but basically one of the ones that I felt was really helpful for this specific question was to implement a weekly 15 minutes personal stand-up meeting with each individual person in your team. And in that weekly meeting, in Business Made Simple, they give you a structured format of what to kind of do in that meeting. And you look at, all right, what are the things that the individual wants to achieve out of their week or their year? So, what do they want to grow on? What do they want to do? What are the specific tasks that are directly linked to the company in terms of what the company's overall goals are? What tasks is this individual focusing on to help meet that? And then also, what are the blocks that this individual has to being able to actually provide this outcome? And sometimes those blocks might be, oh, well, I'm waiting for Mary to reply this email. So then you as the supervisor know, oh, okay, so I need to follow up Mary, because, if I'm thinking, oh, well, Bob's just not giving me this thing, but now I know actually Bob's waiting on this thing, it just gives you more knowledge and understanding of what to do next, really.
I think it also helps helps everyone make better rational decisions. Like if you've got the reasons why, rather than, it's very easy, I think, sometimes in our industry to assume that somebody not delivering something is them not pulling their weight. And that's often, well, it's very rarely ever the case. But yeah, having that kind of could certainly help with that. Excellent.